It's good to see you again. It's been so long.
Let us say welcome to today's edition of Unity Train on Unity 93.3 FM from the hills of ZINARIYA here in Jos North Plateau State, Nigeria. We are reaching you live. Iji Adamu is my name. Just call me Could Be. I'll be just fine. Peace is that one thing that you cannot afford to throw just away and just like that. And so you may want to tilt towards making sure that you live in peace with yourself and, of course, by extension, with every other person far and near around you. This is Unity 93.3 FM. We are streaming live even right now. You can join us on our YouTube page and just go Unity FM TV. You will connect with us on YouTube. And for Facebook, I really would love that you join us on Facebook. It's Unity Radio FM/TV Jos for Facebook. And you will get to follow us live. For Facebook again, Unity Radio FM/TV Jos for Facebook. That is it. The first 30 minutes of this program, Unity Train, is review segment. After it, the next 30 minutes, that's from 8:30 to 9, it will be transit. We discuss, bring up a topic, and we discuss. And then the last 30 minutes, that's from 9 to 9:30 a.m., it's interactive. The time that you get to join the conversations and we get to hear from you. I beg that you stay tuned until that very time where you will be able to throw in your comments. All right, if you want to promote your goods and services, do well. Do not hesitate to call Unity FM or just call 0808-478-9999. And I'm sure you will not regret you did just that. Thank you in the studio this morning. I'm not alone for the review segment. I have Professor Poveno H. Bamayi. He is Dean Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, University of Jos, someone who believes in the greatness of this very country. The ups and downs that we have been through as a country has not for once, shaken him or even make him want to regret, believing in the greatness of this very country. He's in the studio and get ready for a very big good morning from his end. Morning, sir.
Good morning, Uncle B.
Good morning, Prof.
Have you eaten this morning? Have you taken something?
God's willing, I've eaten. I've gotten something for myself.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, viewers in other parts of the world. Good afternoon and good evening. It's a very fantastic, beautiful day, 20th February. It's a beautiful Tuesday. Wherever you're watching us from or listening to us from via YouTube or Facebook or cable satellite, we are glad that you are part of Unity FM Radio 93.3, and we'll be having a fantastic ride on this Unity Train this morning, heading to a fantastic destination.
Sure.
So please
Amen.
stay tuned, invite your friends to join and be part of this conversation this beautiful morning. And I want to remind you of your goals for 2024, those objectives, those dreams, those visions. Remember, to be successful, you must be a man of vision, a man of passion, and a man of action. And remember, the goals for 2024 have to be specific. They have to be measurable. They have to be achievable. They have to be relevant. They have to be time-bound. So have smart objectives, smart goals. If they're smart, it will be easy to accomplish them. If they are not smart, you have challenges accomplishing them. So make sure they're smart. And that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And remember to always be the change that you want to see in the world.
Thank you so much. Of course, again and again, the beauty of this very program, Unity Train, is not Professor Poveno H. Bama. He has already volunteered to always be here. What makes it is the fact that you get to join and you also have your own view to every issue that we will raise. And so that is why we are emphasizing that you join us on our Facebook page. throw your comments. I'll get to read them later on in this very program. And on Facebook is Unity Radio FM/TV Jos. Join us freely and let's have your comments later on. I get to read them. Prof, it's so sad again. It's so sad again. And from Plateau State, we'll just head straight up to Ile-Ife, to talk about Obafemi Awolowo University. A 9-year-old male lion on Monday killed a zookeeper while feeding the wild cats in their den at the zoological garden of the Obafemi Awolowo University.
Yeah. Really sad, could be. Mr. Olabode has been taking care of this lion for, in fact, the lion was born in that zoological garden of Obafemi Awolowo University. So from birth, he's been taking care of this lion. So Mr. Olabode Olawi has been working as head of that zoological garden for over 10 years. This is not his first encounter with this particular lion. And this is not his first encounter with other lions and other wild animals. He's a veterinary technologist. So he knows about lions. He knows about tigers. He knows about other wild animals. He's been working there for years. This thing has never happened. So what could have gone wrong?
What could have gone wrong?
What could have turned this lion against his keeper? That is what they're trying to investigate. And he was mauled, attacked by this male lion. When other workers rushed to take care, to try to protect him and deliver him, rescue him from the lion. Of course, a 9-year-old male lion is not a teenager. It's not a juvenile. This is a matured lion. At 9 years, the lion is already fully formed, matured. He has the mane around the neck. He's already a king. So this is a very strong lion. So Mr. Olabode Olawi stood no chance to fight this lion. So the lion mauled him to death. By the time the workers could do anything, the man was dead. I watched the graphic video. It was sent to me yesterday from Ibadan. I watched it. It's heartbreaking.
It is.
It is very disheartening, quite graphic. If you don't have the courage, I advise you not to watch the video. And they had to euthanize the lion. That means they had to kill the lion using chemicals. Now, a number of lessons that we can learn. And one of them is that always remember that wild animals are wild animals. They will always be wild no matter how they pretend to be your friend. Many years ago, a woman was, she got a lion cub and was keeping it in Abeokuta, Ogun State, Nigeria. And as the young lion began to grow, because she was feeding the lion with meat, of course, it's a carnivore, you have to give the lion meat. Sometimes you buy a goat, you know, and give the lion. She noticed that sometimes the lion was beginning to show aggression
against her.
Even though she was taking care of the lion right from when it was just a cub. She came to see one of my senior colleagues. He's late now, Dr. Oshufison. And he advised her, he said, look, this is a wild animal.
It's a wild animal.
So you cannot predict his reaction, his response. his behavior. I advise you, take this lion, give him to a zoo. Let them keep him in a zoo. And that's what she did. Now, a wild animal will always be a wild animal. Of course, we know that some people claim to have tamed lions. I've seen the video of a man who even plays with a lion pride. He will lie down, they will play and joke and laugh together, you know, and all that. But he was asked one day that, are you not afraid that one day these lions might kill you? He said, yes, he has that fear. But if one day they attack him and kill him, he has no regrets because they are wild animals. He's not going to blame them.
So he's aware. He's aware.
So he's aware of the risks. So Mr. Olabode Olawi must have been aware that this is a wild animal. And I don't think that it was deliberate that he allowed the animal to attack him. And I don't think that he attempted to play with the lion. I think that he made a mistake. Because depending on how the lion enclosure is built, when you are entering the enclosure, there is a space inside where the lion can move around freely and entertain the guests and roam about, even run, you know. But when you are entering, there is a small enclosure through which you enter and go into the main area. Now, before you get to the main area, if you have to ensure that the lion is brought into an inner cage, and that the door to the inner cage, the metal that covers the cage, you ensure that the metal has been brought down and is bolted or locked. You lock up the lion, then you can enter the major enclosure, that open space where the lion can come out. And then if you want to feed the lion in that open space, you keep the food there. Or you want to put the food in the small enclosure and then lift it open as you leave the place so that the lion can take the food and bring it out or eat it there also. You can do that. The mistake that sometimes zookeepers make is they sometimes forget after entering to lock up the lion, to close the enclosure. And if you forget to do that, and the lion sees you, in the open area,
not used to seeing you there,
and well, he sees human beings, but not that close distance, and then the lion is likely to come out and launch an attack because you are in the lion's territory. So something must have gone wrong somewhere. We don't have the details, but I think Mr. Olabode Olawi made a mistake that allowed the lion to have access to him and to attack him and to kill him. So those of us who like wild animals, I like wild animals. I like lions, I like snakes. Lions one of my favorites, and snakes and the rest of them. You have to be careful. I keep dogs. Even for dogs, you have to respect them, even when you are their owner. Because a colleague of mine was almost killed by his pit bull. His pit bull attacked him one day, even broke his wrist. So he narrowly escaped. So even your own animal, somebody in South Africa was mauled to death by his own dogs. You have to respect animals. Anytime you're approaching an animal, approach the animal with respect and with caution. In a zoological garden of that dimension, a dart gun should be handy when you're going to take care of a lion, when you're going to feed the lion. If there is no dart gun, you should get a real rifle, loaded, ready for action. In case something happens, it is on you. In case there is a mistake, you can fire 1, 2, 3 bullets before the lion has the privilege to kill you. Unfortunately, we've lost a lover of animals, Mr. Olabode Olawi, a veterinary technologist, and we want to commiserate with his family. We want to send our condolences to Mrs. Olabode Olawi and to his children. And we pray that God will grant them the fortitude to bear this irreparable loss. And we hope that the Zoological Garden at Obafemi Awolowo University, Ife, will put in more measures that can ensure the safety of these zookeepers. Another thing I have observed is that when you go to take care of an animal like a lion,
yes,
there should be at least 3 of you at a time. So if one is inside the enclosure, another person should be nearby, another person should also be close to that place. In case something happens, somebody is there ready with a dart gun. Or if they don't have a dart gun, somebody is there with a rifle. Because the lion is not going to give you all the time in the world. So you must always be prepared in case there is a mistake. Never go to feed an animal, especially a lion, a wild animal, a lion, alone. I think that is a gap I think I found in that story, among other things. So we hope that more measures can be put into place to ensure the safety of the zookeepers and people who come there. For the lion, you can't blame the lion. It's a wild animal. A wild animal just behaved as a wild animal.
And again, the lion was kept actually not to be killed, but it's quite unfortunate again that the same lion which would have loved to have it alive is killed now. So that too is one saddest part of the entire story. Prof, let's just go quickly to see what we have even on the punch. It has to do with cement. Manufacturers have agreed to sell 50 kg bag of cement at a retail price between 7,000 and 8,000 naira. Well, it depends on the location where you're taking it.
Well, those are stories that we want to wait to see whether they will come to pass.
We have had this.
I went to Katako to buy a bag of cement 2 weeks ago. It was 7,800 Dangote's cement, the 50 kg bag. And then 2 or 3 days after then, I went back again. The same bag was 8,800. I kept moving around. Finally, I got it. Somebody agreed to give me for 8,300. 1 or 2 days again, I sent. And then it was 8,800. I wish I had bought bags when it was that 7,800 2 weeks ago. Because yesterday, just yesterday, here in Jos, 1 bag of cement sells at 14,000 naira. So while I was here on air, talking about it being 8,800, it has already gone to 13,000 and 14,000 per bag here in Jos. And so, in fact, a colleague was saying, well, we've suspended our building. We'll not be building anymore. Now a bag of cement is 14,000. Can you imagine that? Just 2-3 years back, I was buying a bag of cement for 3,200. 3,200 in 2021. Then the price increased to 3,500, and we complained and said, who is ever going to build in this country? How can a bag be 3,500? It's too expensive.
And today?
Then it increased to 4,000. Then to 4,000 to 4,500. Today we are talking about a bag of cement sells at 14,000 in this same Jos. And the government is saying housing for all. And they're saying people should build houses. How do you build a house when you buy a bag of cement for 14,000 naira? It is unfortunate. Now, this is where the government should come in and intervene. Find out what is the problem in this sector. Do you need to maybe subsidize, give them some money? Maybe they're finding difficulty getting some raw materials or one thing or the other. This is where the government comes in.
Cost of production.
Cost of production. So, the prices, I can tell you, will keep skyrocketing. Inflation will continue. As long as we have the dollar becoming stronger and stronger every day, and the naira becoming weaker and weaker. Naira exchanging at 1,700 naira to $1. What do you expect? Prices will keep rising.
Yesterday I stopped by in a restaurant and I helped myself. The lady, they asked me and said, how about this, our government? Are they ready to make sure, they subsidize prices of food items? I say, ma, this food you just gave me now is 500 and it's very cheap, right? Compared to other places. Would you agree that a task force would just walk in and say, hey, could be, how much was the food? 500. No, she should sell it to you 300. Will you agree? How much was it that you bought the things you prepared that food? So it's not just to say we slash the price and it works just like that.
No.
There are a lot of things we have to look into and help out in that area before we now begin to see the impact coming to everyone.
I talked about Southeast Asia where they regulate prices. The government gives incentives.
Yes.
The government makes sure that they help you transport the goods to where you will sell them. The government makes sure that you have all that you need to grow your crops, for example, to take care of your animals, everything. And the government gives livestock farmers, they have insurance. In case they lose their animals to sickness or to any mishap, they have insurance. They'll be compensated. Now, when the government has taken care of all these people, they will now say, look, when you are selling, you should not exceed this price.
And it will.
This is the ceiling. So some people actually sell lower than that. The government only fixes the ceiling and say, don't exceed this price. It means you can sell at any price up to the maximum, but don't exceed it. Because the government has taken care of everything you need. Is it transport? Is it, you say the roads are not good, the roads are fantastic.
Yes.
The government has given